My fall niche of choice is definitely going to be Creed Royal Oud. Absolutely love this fragrance. It's definitely cedar wood prominent, but unlike most woody fragrances, this one actually comes across really fresh. It's very unique. There's really nothing else like it out there. And that fresh cedar wood prominence gives me almost like a woodsy but also masculine smell. Makes me think of the smell of cash or the smell of like a cigar. Kind of like almost the smell of an ashtray, to be honest, but it has this rugged, masculine smell. Anytime I wear this, it just comforts me. It's one of those things that I smell in the air and I'm like, man, I want to give off that. I want to smell like that. It's totally unique. There's nothing else like it out there. I actually feel it's versatile. A lot of people say this is super formal. That's not what I get from it. I don't get a gentleman. I don't get something that's posh. What I get from it is a rugged, masculine, manly fragrance. Absolutely love it. Think it's beautiful stuff. Definitely my fall pick for niche. For designer, it's Dior Ombre Nuit. This is from their private line. I think it's one of the best fragrances I've ever smelled just on scent profile alone. Absolutely love it. What I get from this is I know rose is listed and I get a freshness, but I don't really think of rose and I don't think of powder either, but somehow it's in that realm of just the smell of fresh. Almost reminds me of a powdery smell or a rose smell or something in between. But ultimately, it's this blast of really unique freshness with a bit of ocean air, almost as if like if you're ever driving up to the ocean and you start to smell that salt in the air. I get that with it, and then I get a perfect dose of amber. So it's really this ultimate fresh fragrance that just honestly, it just blows me away. This is one of those fragrances where I was like looking at it like, how did they manage to do this? This is like magic to me. Like to me, this is something else. I showed it to my friend from work and he was just blown away by how fresh it is. It's just super fresh, but that ambery comes in and provides the perfect dose of warmth for me. And it's just a magical fragrance. I think it's an absolute masterpiece. And I, again, think it's very versatile. The drawback of Ombre Nuit is I go nose blind to it really fast. I stop smelling it after about 20 to 30 minutes, but I've gotten positive comments 6 to 8 hours after application. It has really good performance. I just stop being able to smell it. Like my brain just shuts it off. Still, this would be my top designer pick for the fall. Top niche pick for the winter is definitely going to go to Interlude Black Iris. Now, I'll be real. When I first smelt this, I didn't like it, okay? I really didn't. Even the first 10 times, I didn't really like it. But at some point, my brain adapted to this fragrance, and now I'm a full-blown Interlude addict, like that needs an intervention, like for real. I've been wearing Interlude Man, Interlude 53, Interlude Black Iris. I can't stop wearing them. I feel like I'm going to shut down my channel because this is all I really want to wear. And it's hard to review fragrances when you only wear one of them. Going in on like 20 sprays before I go to work. I'm afraid I'm going to lose my job over this fragrance. Please intervene in the comments and tell me to stop. But I love Interlude. I do. I love it, but I'm a bit crazy here. What I love about it is it's just so unique and it's so manly, and it really just, the performance is just awesome. Like I know it's going to work throughout the whole day, but ultimately it's just its own vibe. Like it almost kind of can remind me of like a hippie head shop kind of vibe. It has like this almost hookah lounge type smokiness, but it's smoothed out with this really creamy iris and kind of almost like a dark purple sweetness. That's the Black Iris edition. I feel like this one's just the more wearable one, and absolutely love it. They took the oregano out and replaced it with rosemary, and that just allows me to not get hung up on that note, but go deeper with this one. And I feel like overall, it's the smoothest of the three and the easiest for me to pull off in most conditions. For designer in the winter, I'm definitely going to go with Fahrenheit Les Parfums. Now, I do not want this to confused with the Eau de Toilette at all. Like they're totally different from each other. The Eau de Toilette, all right, so this has that Eau de Toilette DNA. I'll admit that. That's the only connection. That violet leaf petrol, almost kind of classy, almost older man kind of smell, that's in this. But what they did is they took that and turned it into a gourmand. So it's mixed with like a vanilla Coke and bourbon smell, almost if you could think of like a dark Bailey's Irish cream. But with that is that petrol, leather, Fahrenheit DNA. And if it sounds like those things shouldn't work together, it feels like they really shouldn't. Like when I smell this, I'm like, how did they pull this off? How did they mix the smell of gasoline with the bourbon and Coke and make it smell amazing? I don't know how they did it, but ultimately what the effect is something that's not like anything else out there, something that has beast mode performance. It's very mature, it's very classy, it's very easy to pull off. I feel like it's so smooth, and the way it just comes across in the air is absolutely phenomenal. I think it's a 10 fragrance, and I get a lot of positive feedback when I wear this. For designers, there were some runner-up choices, but to me, it had to be Fahrenheit Les Parfums. I think it's an absolute masterpiece. Niche in the spring, already gonna know, Green Irish Tweed by the House of Creed. This gets unfairly compared to Cool Water a lot. I do see the comparison, but to me, Cool Water is shower gel, and this is like the smell of nature. And that's one of the things I love about this so much is I smell this and it just calms me down because it just brings me to the smell of an Irish total field that's like bright green with fresh grass being cut. Mix that with the humid air that's coming in from the ocean, and it's just this almost the smell of humid air and earth, and it's like perfect. Like it literally transports me to a scene in nature and just gives me such a calm, relaxing feeling. And on top of that, it has a cologne smell. It smells just like a classy, refined, put together, clean cut man. Absolutely love it. It's understated masculinity. It's assertive. It's calm. It's relaxing. And it's just so fresh. And in the air, it's very dynamic. Like I get like something that's just coasting through the air in different ranges. Really, there's nothing like Green Irish Tweed out there. And every time I spray it, I'm just elated. This is my #1 favorite fragrance of all time. That's a personal choice. But for me, it's also an obvious choice, Green Irish Tweed. For designer in the spring, again, an obvious choice, but I haven't really brought it up much on this channel. It's going to be Bulgari Guyan. I love this fragrance. In one hand, it's very designer in the sense that it's mass appealing, easy to like, fresh. But on the other hand, it doesn't smell like any designer out there. It's like a super mass appealing, unique fragrance. Like that's what it is. What it is it's got a definite prominence of patchouli that just gives it an earthy smell. Mix that with like the smell of red fruits almost. Like there's a smell of red kind of sweetness with that patchouli. And just the best soapy freshness coming in. And just all three of those things blended to literal perfection. What I love about this is, yes, it smells designer, but it also smells so refined and so mature. Super classy. Very easy to like. It doesn't smell like Parfum de Marly Carlisle at all, but it's almost, to me, I feel like it makes me think of a fresh version because of the redness and the patchouli. And also the maturity level is kind of equal with this one. But at the same time, it's very easy to like and easy to pull off. Absolutely love Bulgari Guyan. Summer freshie is going to be Sospiro Vibrato. This is a definite. I mean, there was runner-ups, but this to me had to win. It had to be the obvious choice because it's my favorite citrus of all time. Just smelling it now, like makes me miss the summer. And I wasn't even missing it like 5 seconds ago, but now I miss the summer again. Absolutely love Vibrato. It's a grapefruit freshie. It definitely has a bit of powderiness, but overall it just has such a classy feel with that ginger. It almost makes me think of like the fizz coming off of a ginger ale soda. Mix that with the perfect level of citrus with a bit of powderiness that just gives it an extra punch of freshness. But it has this classy, mature, refined feeling because of the ginger. And that's one of the things I love about this so much. I tend to prefer more mature, fresh fragrances, more classy things, hence the Green Irish Tweed. And a lot of citrus fragrances kind of smell a bit too juvenile for me. But I love how this one just feels like a timeless, classy, more mature, more refined citrus fragrance. Like, I love that about it. I don't actually own my summer designer of choice because for me it's overpriced. It also doesn't have the greatest performance on me. And it's a casual fragrance. But that being said, I still really love the fragrance. I think it's good, even though it's overpriced, even though I don't own it. And when you force me to pick one designer for the summer, you're really giving me a lot of limitations there. I could think of more niche, but when it comes to the summer, high heat, there is only one designer for me, and that is Louis Vuitton's Imagination. Now this does have more of a fun in the sun feel, but I love that about it because it executes it to such perfection. I love the tea and the freshness of it, and I feel like it's a very unique fragrance that's incredibly well done. When it comes to summertime, I do find myself reaching for vibrato and imagination quite a bit. That all being said, it's really expensive for what it is, so I don't desire to spend over $300 to have a bottle of it, but imagination for designer in the high heat summer, that's my obvious choice. This is inspired by the YouTube channel Vince Sense. He made the video on this topic, and I thought, oh, what a cool idea. I'll go ahead and do that too. I'm going to link to his channel in the description. Also going to call upon Kel Smells to carry on the torch and to recreate this video with his list. Feel free to comment with y'all's list in the comments. Subscribe for future content, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Whee!